Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to the Majestic Animal Stories channel. Today, we're sharing an incredibly heartwarming story that reminds us that sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness can make the biggest difference. In a world where money often dictates the fate of our beloved pets, a compassionate veterinarian went above and beyond to save a dog's life and restore an elderly man's hope. It was just an ordinary day at the veterinary clinic when an elderly man named Ivan walked through the doors, carrying his beloved 9-year-old mongrel, Nada. Ivan was a widower who had lost his wife several years prior. Since then, Nada had become his sole companion and the only living soul left in his life. Ivan had vivid memories of the day Nada first entered his life. She was a surprise gift from his late wife, Alina, who had found the abandoned puppy shivering in the cold and decided to bring her home. From the moment Ivan laid eyes on Nada, an unbreakable bond was formed. The puppy's unwavering loyalty and affection brought immense joy to their lives, and she quickly became a cherished member of their family. As the years passed and Alina's health declined, Nada remained a constant source of comfort for both of them. When Alina eventually passed away, the pain was almost unbearable for Ivan, but the love and companionship of his furry friend carried him through his darkest days. Nada was not just a pet, she was a living, breathing testament to the love Ivan and Alina had shared, and a precious reminder of the happiness they had experienced together. Ivan was visibly distraught as he explained to the young veterinarian, Andrei Alexandrovich, that Nada hadn't been able to stand or walk for several days. The pair shared a deep bond, and Nada's sudden illness terrified him. After a thorough examination, Dr. Alexandrovich discovered that Nada was suffering from a serious infection that required urgent and costly treatment. Knowing that Ivan was struggling financially, Dr. Alexandrovich hesitantly presented him with two options: expensive surgery and treatment to save Nada's life, or euthanasia to spare her the pain and suffering. With a heavy heart, Ivan placed all the money he had managed to scrape together on the table and said, "I could only raise enough for euthanasia. I just want her to be free from pain." Dr. Alexandrovich, who had seen countless heartbroken pet owners in similar situations, couldn't help but feel that this case was special. The deep love and connection between Ivan and Nada was undeniable, and the thought of tearing them apart due to financial constraints seemed incredibly unfair. As Ivan prepared to say his final goodbyes to his beloved companion, Dr. Alexandrovich was overwhelmed by the injustice of the situation. In a world where some people with money take life for granted, Ivan and Nada's love was a testament to the value of true companionship. Moved by their bond, Dr. Alexandrovich made a life-changing decision. He approached Ivan, placed a hand on his shoulder, and said, "I will cure Nada. You don't need to pay me, I will help at my own expense. She still has many years left to spend with you." As Dr. Alexandrovich announced his decision to treat Nada free of charge, a remarkable transformation occurred. Nada, who had been lying quietly in Ivan's arms, seemingly understanding the gravity of her situation, suddenly perked up. It was as if she sensed the veterinarian's life-saving intentions. Her tail began to wag furiously, and her eyes lit up with a newfound spark. She let out a series of joyful barks, expressing her gratitude in the only way she knew how. Ivan, Dr. Alexandrovich, and everyone else in the clinic couldn't help but be touched by this incredible display of canine intuition. It was as if Nada knew that her life had been saved by the kindness and generosity of this compassionate veterinarian. The surgery to treat Nada's infection was a complex and intricate procedure, requiring a high level of expertise and precision. Dr. Alexandrovich meticulously prepared for the operation, reviewing Nada's case and consulting with colleagues to ensure he had covered all possible scenarios. As the day of the surgery approached, the tension in the clinic was palpable, but the young veterinarian was determined to succeed. On the day of the surgery, Dr. Alexandrovich and his team worked diligently in the operating room. They began by administering anesthesia to Nada, ensuring she was comfortable and pain-free. With the utmost care, they made a small incision, accessing the infected area that had been causing Nada so much pain and distress. Over the next several hours, the veterinary team worked with unwavering focus, removing the infected tissue and carefully suturing the area to promote healing. Throughout the procedure, Dr. Alexandrovich was mindful of Nada's delicate condition, constantly monitoring her vitals and making adjustments as needed. The surgery was fraught with potential complications, but the team's expertise, combined with their genuine care and concern for Nada's well-being, allowed them to navigate each challenge with grace and confidence. When the surgery was finally complete, Dr. Alexandrovich breathed a sigh of relief. Everything had gone according to plan, and Nada's prognosis was positive. Over the following days, Nada's condition improved dramatically, and it was clear that the surgery had been a success. Over the next 7 days, Dr. Alexandrovich devoted himself to Nada's care. Through a combination of medication, intravenous therapy, and rehabilitation, Nada began to regain her strength. Soon, she was not only able to walk but even run and play as she had before her illness. Ivan's gratitude was immeasurable. With tears in his eyes, he thanked Dr. Alexandrovich for his selflessness and for restoring his faith in humanity. In that moment, the young veterinarian knew that he had made a difference not just in Nada's life but also in Ivan's. Ivan and Nada's story is a shining example of the impact that a single act of kindness can have on the lives of others. Thank you for watching this incredible story on the Majestic Animal Stories channel. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear your thoughts and any similar stories you may have experienced. Remember, the smallest acts of kindness can make the biggest difference. Until next time, let's continue to spread love and kindness.